Over the last 5 years, I've been testing a bunch of different packs when it comes to mobile hunting for whitetails. And I wanted just to go through it. I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, man, I've used a bunch of packs because I love packs. I love messing around with them, getting them set up and everything. I was like, I should do a video that goes through all these different packs, some of the pros and cons, what I like, what I don't like, and kind of go from there. So I'm gonna start down here on the left side of me. And this is the Mr. Ranch Pop-Up 40. I've seen this pack come up in more saddle hunting forums and groups, more than just about any when it comes to mobile hunting. And I guess I should start off by saying that the packs that I have here and choose that I've been using are meant to accomplish a few different things for me. So when I look at whitetail hunting in the Appalachian Mountains or the big woods and places, I want a place that I can get in efficiently, carry my mobile hunting equipment, my saddle, my platform, my climbing sticks, or a tree stand, and be able to carry the layers, food, everything you would need for, up to an all-day sit or a 2-hour sit, and potentially be able to take meat out of the woods at the end of it by quartering them up and taking them out. So have that as a little bit of a disclaimer here. So you see that the packs might be a little bit bigger than you're used to. That's my use case, and for anybody else that's watching here. So the Pop-Up 40, as I said, this pack, I've seen it so many times and was really excited to be able to utilize it. What I like about the Pop-Up 40 is it has a frame that you can move up and down. So the thing about regular frame packs is they can be kind of big, bulky, and you can get caught on mountain laurel branches or limbs when you have the frame up too high and it's up above your head there. What this is nice, you can keep it nice and low when you don't have a lot of weight on there, or lift it up if you have meat or a heavy load to give yourself more leverage with those load lifters and be able to pull it. That part of this pack is absolutely awesome. There's a removable lid, pretty good as far as storage space here. We've got a comfortable waist belt, MOLLE webbing around the side of it, ton of different buckles on the back. And one thing I really like that Mr. Ranch does is they have these auto locking buckles. They weigh a little bit more, but you have to pull on this tab to loosen them up. So when you crank down on your climbing sticks or your platform, anything else, it stays put, doesn't move. All right, so now I'm going to get into why I don't really like this pack for whitetail hunting and the style of hunting I do. So when you're packing any sort of pack, you want to try to keep the heaviest things closest to your back. And in this scenario, it'd be like, okay, you'd want to put like a tree stand or something between the frame and the bag. Well, it's a little bit cumbersome to be able to get to that and a little bit noisy. And these straps on the side, I don't know why and now I believe there is a newer version of this pack out, so maybe they had fixed some of these, but I'll just give you my experience. They changed the buckles on the side, these ones where you have to pull this tab and to be able to loosen it, and there's like a little gate here to be able to keep it in there. It's super hard to use when it's cold weather and you're trying to get your fingers in there and pop that open, get them out, and then find your way back in. I just like traditional buckles when it comes to that, so that was something I wasn't a huge fan of. The other thing is there's just so much webbing and so many things here that it was kind of cumbersome to be able to get all your stuff in here, take it off silently. Now this pack is a Cordura material, so it is loud, which I haven't really put a whole lot of emphasis on being loud with a pack, just because I'm not typically doing a lot where I'm brushing up against it or doing anything there. But this was, this kind of tipped the scales a little bit to me. I was trying to take my stuff off in the mornings, just that was not great. So honestly, this pack I think it's a really solid pack for if you are going out, say you're even ground hunting, rifle hunting, you want to have the ability to take meat, or day hunting for mule deer or something out west. Mr. Ranch makes incredible packs, but this was just not the pack for me when it came to mobile hunting for whitetails. All right, now we're gonna go into the next pack, which is in a completely different category, is a lightweight, no frame pack. This is the Sitka Apex pack. This was not designed for mobile hunting. This was designed for spot and stalk to conform to your body as you move through and make sure that it's just lightweight and silent going through. But what I found was this was kind of nice for early season or a scouting pack to be able to have. So when you put it on, it wraps around your body, but it has enough foam padding though, even it doesn't have a frame, it stays kind of solid. So as you see there, there's no load lifters to take that weight off your neck. But if you're carrying a lightweight, small platform and lightweight sticks, you can use this and without a whole lot of gear for an early season setup, and it worked pretty good. I do like this pack for that reason. The buckles on here are small, but they do stay tight and be able to hold the platform. You can put a couple layers of clothes in the outside here. It's just simple. The U-shaped design over the top, so when you're in the tree stand, you can hang it up here. The one thing is it doesn't have a regular hanger, so I use the water bladder port and hang my hook in it like this. So that's how I was using that in the tree. It's a really nice pack, not necessarily designed for mobile hunting, but for early season, it can do the trick if you want something a little bit lighter weight than what I'm looking for here. But biggest complaints or cons, I shouldn't say complaints, but the cons for it is just that there isn't a more rigid frame in it to be able to carry it. But I really like the silence of it, the weight, and the simplicity of this pack. All right, now to move along to the Sitka Cargo Box. So this is a big pack. This is one that I have a little bit of bias-y towards, as back in 2017 through 2019, or 2016 through 2019, I worked with Sitka on the design of this pack. When Chris Derrick was there and was working on the product stuff, he's like, Beau, let's work on it with a team of other people, not just me, but work on a pack that can carry tree stands, saddle hunting equipment, everything, but also be silent and also act as a toolbox when you're up in the tree. So the way this pack is designed is it has an internal frame built in that is removable so that you can put a tree stand or anything in between here. You can also haul a deer quarter out, but it is not, I wouldn't say it's nearly as comfortable as a dedicated frame pack, but it is possible to be able to do. The material on the outside of this pack is silent, so you rub up against a tree. It's nice. It makes it a little bit of a heavier base weight of a pack, but it does haul weight pretty well. You've got the load lifter straps that are here. They're not adjustable, so you can't really get them to the right height for perfect use, but again, lighter weight setups and anything under a couple mile hike in, you'll be just fine. This little pull tab here lets you adjust that, and then just to tighten it up, you just pull on it. It keeps it cinched down nice and tight. You've got a bunch of little gear accessory ports here, like you have this here, so when you tie your bow on the back, if you're climbing the tree with your bow on the back, you can wrap this around the cam, keep it nice and tight in there. You've got the main port in here that acts literally like a box with internal pockets, so you can put your grunt call in here, snips, any accessories, extra layers down in the bottom of it. I know people that take camera gear like it because they can shove lenses and stuff down on the side here, and then you can put your tags, anything else up in this spot. But I would traditionally hang it like this in the tree up by this top portion, or if it was raining, then I would just have it closed and hang it by the actual loop here on the top of it. Now, when you look at the back or the front portion of it here, you got two straps that go across the front here. That'll work for putting a bow in there, or when you're walking in, putting your saddle platform on the back of it. So you can put that across there, cinch it nice and tight, stays good. You've got this little drawstring that pulls out the bottom that you can put your bow cam into, makes it nice. On the side, you have these wings. These wings have compartments inside of it. Typically what I would do is put my snacks, my coffee, everything like that in the side, anything I want to get to easily while I was in the tree. you take off these two buckles, and on the side you have a little piece of I don't know if this is Hypalon or some other sort of tough material here, where you put your sticks, you sandwich them on the side, you pull out these straps here, and you hook them around the sticks, put them back in, and then you just sandwich them in with these wings, and those sticks do not move. So I'd put 2 on each side, works really well. Honestly, this pack from a rut hunting standpoint, I don't think I've found a do-it-all pack that does it better than this. Now, what I would like to see, oh, there's also a Nalgene bottle holder built into the side over here. Now, if you're using it for saddle hunting, it's kind of in the wrong spot because you have to reach around, but it was originally designed for tree stands. Before I give a final pros and cons here, I'm gonna show you how this detaches from the frame. So you just take these 2 straps here that are on top of that come from the suspension system here. And then there's these little tabs down at the bottom. It says pull on it, you pull forward, out, and just like that, this lifts off this frame sheet. Oh, one more buckle. There we go. Now, there we go. Now we have everything there. There's straps that are hidden here. They're orange, so they're easy to be able to see during the dark. You put your platform there, you put it over, cinch it up, and then put this back on. It works really good. This is probably one of the simplest way to take apart the frame and actually utilize it to keep it tight to your back. Works great when you're running tree stand. Saddle platform, something smaller, I'd say just throw it on the outside and you'll be fine with it. The last thing about this that I did want to mention was there's also, there's hidden straps everywhere here, but you can pull out these hidden straps on the bottom here. And if you have extra layers, say you have the Fanatic bibs or something super bulky, you can attach it right down here on the bottom. There's also straps on the top of the lid. So when I'm going in, like seeing some of the pictures of me during cold weather during the rut, it looks like I'm going on an expedition because I've got my bibs rolled up on the top, got my jacket here on the side, I've got my platform, I've got everything. It just hauls everything that I need for it. And to me, I really like that pack for that reason. If I had to say one con about this pack, or 2 cons, I guess, about this pack, is there's a few too many pockets in it, a few unnecessary ones that might add a little bit of weight, and the overall weight of it is a little bit heavier. I want to say it's above 6 pounds. I'll have to look at what the exact specs are, but it's just a little bit of heavier of a raw weight for this pack without being a traditional frame pack. But absolutely have really enjoyed using it for the last almost 10 years. All right, now to go into this one. This is the biggest pack of the group. This is one I used all of last season, and this is the Mr. Ranch Beartooth 80. And you're like, man, that's a huge pack and it's really overkill. And it is, but I'm gonna tell you why I used it. So I got it for hunting in Alaska moose a few years ago, and it worked awesome for that. It has a highly water resistant material on it. But what I liked about it was the frame was so comfortable, padded, and allowed me to be able to carry meat on it. But really, for whitetail hunting, I didn't use this main bag at all. Like I didn't put anything in it other than big clothing layers if I needed to, like bibs or anything. And it allowed me to extend to that. Basically what I did was take these buckles that go across, I'd put my platform, so I was using the Timber Ninja Kunai last year, the hybrid platform. It's a big one. Put it on there, the sticks on it, cinched them up, took this lid, which is like the 2-part lid design that Mr. Ranch is known for, put it over the top of it, and then anything I needed in the tree, I kept in these 2 pockets. So when I got to the tree, I lifted this up, took the platform and sticks off, and then climbed up, and then everything I needed was right here. I'd put a Nalgene bottle holder, the Ridge bottle holster from Timber Ninja. I'd throw that on the side and another hip pouch there. Everything was accessible to me there, but I had the capability to haul heavy weight and repurpose a pack that I'm already using for Western hunts. So if you're someone that likes to go elk hunting or do something else, that's where I think using that type of method helps a lot. But this pack is a little bit louder, a little bit overkill, but it hauls weight so nice. It's comfortable to be able to use. I enjoyed being able to use this pack last year. All right, so the last pack, and this is one that I've currently been using a lot. This is the K4 2200 from Exo Mountain Gear. And I've always wanted to try an Exo pack for quite a while. Heard really good things about them. Just hadn't found something that I felt was gonna meet the needs or what I wanted from a whitetail perspective and going out west. But after watching a bunch of videos on this K4, I was like, man, this kind of seems like this is the one to be able to try it out. So to give a complete disclaimer, I have not used this in a tree yet. I got it in December of last year. I've wore it a ton. I've packed it. I've used it for gun hunting, everything else, but I haven't used it hanging in the tree. But the pocket layout seems pretty good. So you have a U-shaped design on the top. So you can pull this back, lift it out. You have access to this pocket right here, where you can see I actually have tags in there right now. There's a water bladder holster, but what I use for whitetail hunting is I'll put my first aid kit in here. I put my emergency poop kit in here. I put anything else that I don't in my kill kit, anything I'm not needing frequently. Keep the first aid kit on top so it's easiest to be able to grab. Fit extra layers down inside here. Right now I've got some Tacticams down in there because I was out scouting, and everything fits in there. Now, on the front, the top of it here, you've got one big pocket here that just fits some essentials. Right now I have trail camera, batteries and SD cards, and then I've got a case mini fin leather hunter knife in there. And the side pockets are how I utilize like the Sitka pack, the cargo box I talked about. I'll put my food, my coffee, my snacks, anything else in those side pockets. Works really nice for that. They have a design here for their Nalgene bottle holder that goes at an angle on the side, so it's easy to be able to grab when you're hiking. I put one of the Timber Ninja, the left ridge pouches on the side here to be able to access. And then I have a pistol holster that goes into the MOLLE webbing on the other side. Makes it really nice. And then there's some laser cut MOLLE on the front here. And I just put my Garmin inReach hooked into that. They come in different frame options. I went with a 24-inch frame for my torso length is what I went with. I really wanted to go with the 22 to have it shorter, but I also wanted the capability if I wanted to use this elk hunting or something else to still have that leverage for some really heavy loads. But this pack is so comfortable, so nice to be able to use. Not terribly loud. It is Cordura, so it's a little bit louder, but the streamlined package of it with narrow, you're not hitting off of branches or sticks. And they also have a lid that if you need some extra space that you can add onto the top, which I'm probably going to utilize when I'm in the tree this year to put my essentials there. So it's easy to be able to grab and have there. Now I'm going to tell you, so far, the only thing that I've found of a negative with this pack, and it's kind of a decent one that I need to be able to figure out, but and maybe it's just swapping these buckles out. But these buckles that are on the front of the pack here that clip in, when you cinch them down on a saddle platform or sticks or anything, they can come loose. They don't lock in extremely easily because on a normal, say you were strapping anything down, even a tripod or anything else you'd be for Western hunting, they do well. But the problem is when you have like sticks in there, they go at this 45 or this 90-degree angle here, and then they can just pull. See how this is coming out? Just from the design of the buckle. That's really like the ones on the Mystery Ranch that have the auto locking part in it help a lot better. So I'm gonna look at some different buckle options because that's the biggest complaint that I have so far with this pack. But overall, for something, if you're day hunting out west and want a good mobile hunting pack that doesn't weigh much of anything, it's streamlined and good to use, this has been pretty awesome so far. I guess there is one other negative I wanted to mention is if you wanted to carry a tree stand between the frame and the bag, there's Velcro here to be able to take this off, and that's kind of loud. I mean, I don't want Velcro on my pack when it comes to whitetail hunting. And to be fair to everyone over at Exo, this was not designed to be a whitetail pack. It just works really good as one. So those are the pros and cons I have with this, but this will probably be the pack that I'm using a lot this season and be able to give more of an updated feedback on it. But those are the 5 packs that I've used the most over the last 5 years. Wanted to go through it. As you see, there's pros and cons with it. If I were to give an overall winner for it that I wanted to, if you were to like, you can only use this pack for this season or for the rest of whenever, it'd probably be the Sitka Cargo Box, because it has just about everything built in, and it's just works as a dang good pack there. And if you need to haul a lot of meat, keep a frame pack back at the truck, take the first load out with a quarter, get the rest of it, and come back in. But hopefully that helped you out when looking at some of these mobile hunting packs. If you're hunting in areas like I do, in the Appalachian Mountains or other big woods areas, you're carrying stuff in, you're going in a long ways, you want to be comfortable, efficient, and quiet in the woods. If you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe to this YouTube channel and check out the East Meets West Hunt podcast.